Understand what I'm saying, Saints? Do you see how this new theology has ran rampant among us? Now you get to 1990, 1995, which now we're going to deal with here in this presentation. Are you ready to go?
Yes.
Now let me say again. This is not for the purpose of making you angry, to go back to your church now and grab up your pastor and say, look, you want them to believe in the new theology. No, that's not the purpose. It is not to tell you to go out and start some new church. There is no eighth church. Let me make sure. Did you read our mission statement? We are not. There is no eighth church. But you do need to get studying. We got to try to reach somebody. You know this information now. You got to try to reach somebody. There are people that are blindsided, don't know this. Look at this thing now. Alpha apostasy, Omega apostasy. We are at the very end of the Omega. Look, we've been in the Omega for a long while. We're at the end of it. Ellen G. White says, when she saw the Omega, she says the Omega was coming, and she says, I tremble for our people. She says it will be of a most startling nature. Here's what Joe Cruz said. In anticipation of his last-ditch effort to make God's special remnant lose confidence in the law, would it not be logical for Satan to infiltrate the church with uncommitted pastors as well as uncommitted members? When viewed in the context of the age-long warfare, it is easy to see how he would attempt such a long-range tactical ploy. Because we live literally in the final stages of this tremendous drawn-out drama, we become grandstand spectators of Satan's total strategy. You and I living down here where we are, we have a grandstand seat to see all that has taken place and see the conclusions of it. Do you understand what we're saying here, saints? Look at this thing. Right now, he is pulling together all the lines of influence which he has manipulated to weaken the commandment keepers. We see a converging of many circumstances which could not be understood until now, because they appeared only as distressing side issues. Suddenly we see that they were all tied together and were being masterminded by the great adversary himself. If you don't have these books, you need to get them. Creeping Compromise. Enemy at the Gate. Reaping the Whirlwind. You need to get them. This needs to be a part of your study groups. You need to go and read this, get in your study groups, and don't read Rick Warren. This man was ahead of his time. Do you know that this man was put out of his own ministry for writing these books? Do you all know that? You don't know why Joe Cruz died, do you? I'll tell you some horror stories, brothers and sisters. This man died of a broken heart. If you knew what was going on, saints, get these books. You get, once they're taking one up, they're taking this one out of print, but they put it back. Because let me tell you why. You don't know why they put it back. Because I preached this very sermon, and it caused such a stir because they couldn't get it. So I said, I'm going to print it myself. There were so many calls to Amazing Facts to reprint this book that they put it back in print because they had taken it out of print. I'm serious. There were so many people was calling them and saying, look, we want that book. And I started printing the book myself off because someone went in and typed this thing word for word and sent it to me on an email and told me to print it because they couldn't get it. And I started running them off. And they reprinted the book. You can get all three of them. This will be a good place for you to start. And start with his first one, Creeping Compromise. And you will see how Satan has insidiously wiped us out with our eyes wide open.
Are they printing all three of them?
You can print you're getting all three of them now. All right, saints, so you ready?